What if I told you the only thing standing between you and success is your silence? This is the story of an 18-year-old boy who went from being completely invisible to becoming unstoppable just by finding the courage to speak up. If you've ever felt ignored, underestimated, or afraid to share your voice, this story is for you. So before we begin, make sure you subscribe, share this with someone who needs motivation, and drop a comment saying, "I will speak up." Now, let's get started. A young 18-year-old boy named Ethan walked slowly through an old village where dusty paths and broken houses told stories of forgotten dreams. He carried silence in his heart, avoiding eye contact with people around him, showing his hesitant steps as he watches others laughing and talking freely. Inside, he had thoughts, ideas, and questions, but fear kept them locked away. Every time he wanted to speak, his voice faded before it could rise. The village felt small, yet his fears made it feel even smaller, trapping him in a world where he existed, but was never truly noticed. Each day, Ethan sat near the old banyan tree where young boys gathered to share stories and plans. He listened quietly, his eyes reflecting curiosity, but his lips sealed shut. Capturing the contrast between loud voices and his silence. He often imagined himself joining the conversation, adding something meaningful, but the fear of being judged held him back. So, he chose to stay invisible, convincing himself that silence was safer. But deep inside, a storm of unspoken words kept growing, waiting for a moment that could finally set them free. One afternoon, the village elders gathered to solve a serious problem about water shortage. Ethan stood at a distance, listening carefully. He knew the solution. He had thought about it many times, but his hands trembled as the moment came closer. The case, capturing the tension in his eyes and the conflict in his mind. He took a step forward, then stopped. Before he could speak, another boy shared a weaker idea, and the elders praised him. Ethan felt a sharp pain of regret. It wasn't just about the idea, it was about losing a chance he never even tried to take. That evening, Ethan walked alone along the narrow village path as the sun slowly disappeared behind the hills. From the side, showing his thoughtful expression in slow, heavy steps. The sounds of the village faded, leaving only silence and his thoughts. He replayed the moment again and again, realizing how fear had stolen something important from him. For the first time, he understood that staying silent wasn't protecting him. It was holding him back. The truth hit him deeply. In a world full of voices, silence makes you invisible, no matter how capable you truly are. That night, sitting outside his small home under the star-filled sky, Ethan looked up with determination growing inside him. The camera slowly moves upward from his face to the vast sky, symbolizing possibility and change. He made a quiet promise to himself, not to let fear control his voice anymore. He didn't know how or when, but he knew one thing for sure: he would try. Because deep down, he realized that his voice mattered, and if he wanted his life to change, he had to stop hiding behind silence and start stepping into the courage he always had within him. A young 18-year-old boy named Ethan woke up in his quiet old village with a new determination in his heart. The fear was still there, but this time it didn't control him. As the morning light spread across the dusty streets, he walked with slightly faster steps, his posture more confident than before. The camera slowly tracks forward, capturing his face filled with nervous energy and hope. Today felt different. Inside him, something had shifted. He wasn't sure how things would unfold, but he knew he wouldn't stay silent anymore. For the first time, Ethan wasn't just thinking, he was ready to act. Later that day, Ethan joined a group of villagers gathered near the same banyan tree where he once sat silently. Conversations started, ideas flowed, and laughter filled the air. His hands trembled slightly and his heartbeat quickened. Then, in a quiet but firm voice, he spoke. Just a few simple words, but enough to make people pause. The group turned toward him, surprised but attentive. No one interrupted, no one laughed. Instead, they listened. That moment felt powerful. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt something new. He felt heard. As days passed, Ethan continued to push himself beyond his comfort zone. He began sharing ideas during discussions, asking questions, and even offering solutions to small village problems. The camera gently circles around him in different scenes, showing his gradual transformation. His voice was still soft, but it carried clarity and confidence now. People started noticing him, not just as a quiet boy, but as someone thoughtful and capable. Each small step built his confidence. Each word he spoke made him stronger. Slowly, the boy who once hid behind silence began stepping into a version of himself he had never experienced before. One afternoon, the village faced another challenge, and this time Ethan didn't hesitate. He stepped forward with a clear solution, speaking with calm confidence. Others. The elders listened carefully, nodding in agreement. His idea was accepted, and for the first time he received genuine appreciation. That moment wasn't just about solving a problem. It was about transformation. Ethan realized that courage doesn't mean fear disappears. It means you move forward despite it. And in doing so, you change how the world sees you. That evening, Ethan stood under the open sky, looking out at the village that once made him feel invisible. The camera slowly evident. Everything looked the same, but he had changed. His journey proved something powerful. Success isn't just about talent. It's about having the courage to express it. From silence to strength, from invisible to unstoppable, Ethan rewrote his story. And it all started with one simple decision: to speak up. Because sometimes, the smallest voice, when finally used, can create the biggest impact in a life waiting to grow.